There is a quiet truth few people ever speak about. Getting closer to God does not always feel peaceful. It does not always look spiritual. And it rarely feels dramatic. In fact, some of the clearest signs of divine closeness are often misunderstood, dismissed, or even feared. Because when God draws nearer, the ego does not celebrate. It trembles. If you have been feeling different lately, more sensitive, more inward, more detached, yet unable to explain why, this message may not be finding you by chance. Stay with this video until the very end, because what you are about to hear may completely change how you interpret what is happening inside your life right now. Before we begin, take a moment to subscribe to this Inner Divine channel. These teachings reach you not by algorithm alone, but by alignment. Leave a comment below and write, "I am open to divine truth." And share this video with someone who may be silently awakening. Now, let us begin. Most people believe that getting closer to God means feeling constantly happy, calm, and certain. But spiritual closeness often begins with discomfort, with unexplainable shifts, with inner changes that make no sense to the logical mind. Here are 6 strange signs that you may be far closer to God than you think, even if it does not feel that way yet. The first sign is that the things that once satisfied you no longer do. You may still have the same job, the same routine, the same social circle, but something has changed. The excitement fades faster. The distractions feel hollow. The noise feels exhausting. You are not depressed. You are not ungrateful. You are outgrowing what once fed you. This often confuses people, because they mistake spiritual maturity for dissatisfaction. But this is not dissatisfaction. This is discernment. God does not always pull you closer by giving you more. Sometimes He pulls you closer by taking away your taste for what no longer serves your soul. When pleasure loses its grip, space opens for depth. When distractions lose their charm, silence becomes inviting. Most people panic at this stage. They rush to replace old desires with new ones. But those who are closer to God feel an unspoken invitation to sit still, to listen, to go inward. The second sign is that you are becoming deeply uncomfortable with inauthenticity. Small lies bother you now. Pretending drains you. Performing feels heavy. You can no longer play roles comfortably, just to be liked, accepted, or approved. You feel a growing urge to be real, even if it costs you comfort. This can be painful. You may feel misunderstood. You may feel isolated. But this discomfort is sacred. God is truth. And as you draw closer to truth, anything false within you begins to ache. This is why some relationships change. Some conversations feel shallow. Some environments feel misaligned. You are not becoming arrogant. You are becoming honest. And honesty always disrupts illusion. The third sign is that your emotional reactions are rising to the surface more clearly. You may feel emotions more intensely. Old wounds may resurface. Memories you thought were buried suddenly return. This does not mean you are regressing. It means healing has begun. God does not heal by hiding pain. He heals by revealing it. What rises is not new pain. It is old pain, finally safe enough to be seen. Most people numb themselves at this stage. They distract, suppress, or deny. But those closer to God begin to observe instead of escape. They learn to sit with discomfort without letting it define them. This is where transformation deepens. Because awareness is the doorway through which grace enters. The fourth sign is a strange detachment from outcomes. You still care. You still try. You still act. But desperation fades. You stop forcing timelines. You stop obsessing over results. There is a growing sense that life is unfolding with intelligence beyond your control. This does not make you passive. It makes you surrendered. Surrender is often misunderstood as weakness. But true surrender is the highest form of strength. It says, I will do my part, but I trust what I cannot see. This trust does not come from optimism. It comes from intimacy with the divine. You begin to feel guided rather than abandoned. Even uncertainty feels held. The fifth sign is that solitude begins to feel nourishing. You still enjoy people. You still value connection. But you no longer fear being alone. Silence becomes a friend. Stillness becomes grounding. You crave moments where nothing needs to be fixed or explained. This is not withdrawal. This is communion. God speaks most clearly when the noise quiets. Those closer to God do not need constant stimulation. They are learning to rest in presence. In solitude, you meet yourself without distraction. And in meeting yourself honestly, you meet the divine. The sixth sign is perhaps the most misunderstood of all. Your life may feel like it is falling apart right before it comes together. Plans collapse. Identities dissolve. Certainties disappear. This is frightening if you cling to the old version of yourself. But this is initiation. God does not build the new on unstable foundations. He dismantles what no longer aligns before revealing what does. Most people interpret this phase as failure. But spiritually, it is preparation. You are being emptied to be filled, stripped of illusion, to receive truth. This phase demands faith, not as belief, but as endurance. You are learning to trust without guarantees. And this is where closeness deepens. Because God is not found in certainty. He is found in surrendering to mystery. If you recognize even one of these signs within your own life, pause for a moment. You are not lost. You are not broken. You are not being punished. You are being drawn inward. Closer. Deeper. God does not shout to get your attention. He whispers. And those whispers are often disguised as discomfort, detachment, and inner change. Most people ignore these signs because they do not match their expectations of spirituality. But those who listen discover something profound. That God was never distant. He was waiting for you to become quiet enough to notice. If this message resonated with you, subscribe to this channel so you continue receiving guidance aligned with your inner awakening. Leave a comment below, sharing which sign spoke to you most. And share this video with someone who may be questioning their spiritual path right now. Remember, closeness to God does not always feel like light. Sometimes, it feels like shedding skin. And on the other side of that shedding is truth, peace, and a deeper sense of home within yourself. Subscribe now and continue this journey inward.